Jai Hind to all of you. I am Updesh Kumar Jaiswal, working as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Akgec Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today, I am going to deliver a lecture on subject cyber security, BCC 401, BTech 4th semester subject, all branches. The topic of my today lecture is threats to vulnerability of system and countermeasures, understanding risk and protective measures taken. The content of my today lecture: Introduction to Computer System Vulnerability, Threat and Risk, Category of Threats, Common Example and Types of Cyber Attacks, Cyber Security and its Importance, Assessing Risk, Countermeasures. So these are the content of this lecture. So before understanding the cyber security attacks and importance of cyber security, it is necessary to know some basic terminology, and the first important terminology is the vulnerability. Vulnerability is the weakness making system susceptible. It is a weakness in security policies, software or hardware. Now threat, potential danger exploiting vulnerability. It is a potential cause of harm like hackers, malicious software, and due to this vulnerability there may be chances of risk. A risk is a potential danger that can be occurred, that cannot be occurred, but if it occurs then it creates the problem in the development of the system. So risk may be occurred and may not be occurred. It is a likelihood of a threat exploiting a vulnerability, and risk has two features: uncertainty and loss. So if by using a circle I am representing the threat, vulnerability and assets of the organization, then intersection of these will be the risk. This is the risk. So we have to minimize the risk and we will take the countermeasures. Common system vulnerabilities. The most common vulnerabilities are weak password, misconfiguration of the system, lack of encryption, decryption technology, unpatched software. These are those software or programs that have not been updated with the latest security policies. An attacker can easily hack the system. Category of threats: fraud, hostile intelligence service, HOIS, cyber threats, insider threats, physical threats and natural disaster. So I will discuss the different category of threats one by one in coming slides. Fraud. The types of frauds are identity theft, financial fraud, data manipulation. The methods for performing these type of frauds are social engineering, phishing. The impact due to these types of frauds are financial loss, reputational loss, legal consequences. Prevention. To provide the prevention, multi-factor authentication means at every level authentication is needed. Add security layers to prevent unauthorized access, fraud detection and training is given to the users. Hostile intelligence service. It is the second category of the fraud. It refers to the foreign espionage entity that conduct intelligence gathering, sabotage or influence operations against a nation, organization or individual. Methods: insider recruitment and cyber infiltration. These are the two important methods by using we can provide the HOIS. Cyber infiltration, it contains the hacking, malware or other cyber attacks to steal sensitive information, and this is the very common fraud threat. And insider recruitment, pursuing individual within an organization to leak classified data. The countermeasures are background checks of the employees, encryption and monitoring. Third category of threat is the cyber threats. It involves hacking, distributed denial of service attack, ransomware. Basically, ransomware is a type of malicious software that locks a computer data network and demands a ransom to restore the access. The countermeasures are firewalls, endpoint security, multi-level authentication, strong access control, and many more. Fourth category of threat is the insider threats. We can say it is created by the social engineering. Malicious and negligent insiders are main reason for this. Psychological manipulation to gain access. So, training, monitoring, and least privilege policies can provide the main countermeasure for this type of threat. Physical threats and security risk, unauthorized facility access, theft, hardware tampering. So, by tampering the hardware, we can provide the we can give the physical threats. Mitigation, countermeasures. So, to stop the physical threats, we should provide the security by using the surveillance camera, biometric authentication system, etc. Natural disaster refer to uncontrollable natural events such as earthquakes, floods, cyclone, wildfires, or power outage that can directly or indirectly impact the functionality, availability, and security of the IT infrastructure and data. Although these are not cyber attacks, but they can cause downtime, slowdown, data loss, and system failure, thereby creating vulnerabilities that cyber criminals might exploit during the recovery time period. Problems by natural disaster: damage to data centers where data is stored, server or hardware. So, these can be damaged. Power supply interruption: when we are running the computer, laptop and system, power electricity is important and may be interrupted. Loss of internet connectivity: due to loss of internet connectivity, we cannot work with the World Wide Web. Disruption of communication channel are very important for transferring the information from one place to another place. So, if communication channel will be disturbed, then it is the one of the example of natural disaster. Delay in disaster response due to system failure, increase risk of cyber attacks during lack of control. Example, phishing and social engineering. I will discuss what is phishing and social engineering in the coming slides. So, mitigation or countermeasure for natural disaster may be disaster recovery planning, regular and off-site data backups, redundant systems, geographical distributed infrastructure, cloud-based resilience, emergency response and training, physical security of infrastructure, 24/7 system and network monitoring control. Now, what are the common example of cyber attacks? Phishing attacks. Fake emails or message trick user into revealing the sensitive information, confidential information. So, phishing attack is the one of the common example of the cyber attack. Malware attack, malicious software that harms or steal data from the system. Ransomware attacks, attackers lock and data. So, attacker lock the data and demand payment to release the lock. Denial of service attack overloads a system to make it unavailable to the customer and user. Man in middle attack, in short is called as the MITM. Hackers intercept communication between two parties. Like if Bob is sending the message to the Alice, then Darth can perform the man in the middle attack and he will intercept the communication between the Bob and Alice. SQL injection, malicious SQL code is used to access or manipulate the databases. Zero-day exploits, attack on software vulnerability before they are bypassed. Brute force attacks, tries multiple password combination to gain access. Cross-site scripting XSS injects malicious scripts into the trusted website. Credential stuffing uses stolen login information to access multiple accounts. Another common examples are drive-by download attacks. Malware downloads automatically when visiting a website. Insider threats, attacks from within the organization by trusted user. DNS spoofing redirects user to fake website by corrupting DNS data. Botnet attacks uses a network of infected devices to perform large scale attacks. Social engineering manipulates people into giving up the confidential sensitive information to other person. Now, this picture represents the different types of cyber attacks. Malware, ransomware, man-in-middle attack, zero-day exploit, DNS tunneling, cryptojacking, XSS attacks, social engineering, DOS, distributed denial of service attack, and SQL injection, phishing. So these are the different types of cyber attacks. Now, due to these attacks, we should need provide the cyber security. Cyber security involves using technology and strategy to protect networks, program, and data from the cyber attacks. It includes utilizing tools and methods to prevent, detect, and respond to security threats, keeping information secure and private. Cybersecurity Venture reports that globally, loss of around $10.5 trillion is going to increase by 2025, underlying the urgent requirement of improving the cybersecurity. Due to loss of this big amount, cybersecurity is very important because data is going to stolen by the another person. By strengthening the cybersecurity measurements and improving cybersecurity threat detection, organization can protect their assets and reduce the financial and operational impact of these attacks. So different types of cyber security. If we are talking about the cyber security, then which type of security we should provide? So first is network security, cloud security, endpoint security, mobile security, IoT security, application security, and zero trust security. These are the different types of cyber security that can be provided for safeguarding the data and information. So what are the importance of system or cyber security? Firstly, it ensures business continuity, avoid financial losses, prevent data breaches, protects sensitive data, prevents cyber attacks, maintains data integrity, builds user trust, compliance with legal regulation, prevents insider threats, support safe innovation, and protects organizational reputation. So these are the very important features that cybersecurity can be provided. Now, assessing risk. I already introduced about the risk. A risk is a potential danger that can be occurred, that cannot be occurred. It has two features, uncertainty and loss. So what is the purpose of assessing the risk? To identify the gaps before the exploitation, method, security audits, penetration testing, compliance check. So we should understand what is penetration testing. It is, in short, it is called as the pen testing. It is a cyber security practice where ethical hackers simulate real world attacks to identify security vulnerability in a system, network or application before malicious hackers exploit them. So penetration testing for vulnerability analysis may be ethical hacking to identify weakness types: black box, white box, and gray box. In black box, no need of studying the code. White box, we need the study the code. So what are the technical countermeasures? Firewalls. Firewall is very important components to provide the countermeasure. Intrusion detection system is another category. Encryption. In case of encryption, the original message is converted into the ciphertext and it is transferred from sender to receiver, and at the receiver side the ciphertext is decrypted using some key and we are getting the original message at the receiver side. Multi-factor authentication, at each and every level authentication is needed. Administrative countermeasures, we should provide the security policies, training programs, access control management. So if you are defining the different security policies, rule and regulation, how the system can be used, what are the password criteria, time limitation, access control, these are the different administrative countermeasures that can be provided. We should also provide the training program to the users, because users are illiterate, having very less knowledge about the computer. So training is provided that how the system can be used easily and how we can save our system and information. Access control management is also important. Only authorized user can access the system. Physical security countermeasure. We can also provide the physical security countermeasure using the access control, but that's we are nowadays using the biometric system where we are performing the finger impression, retina scanning, face recognition system. By using this biometric system, access control can be provided. CCTV surveillance, if we are putting the different cameras on the all over the organization, so it will provide the physical security. On-site security personnel, security experts should be hired in the organization to provide the on-site security, and by using these personnel, we can save our organization systems. So to make this lecture, I have used these references. The first reference is the name of the book, Cyber Security, Understanding Cyber Crime, Computer Forensics and Legal Perspective, and it is published by the Ville India. Another book is Cyber Security and Cyber Law by the Mr. Kumar, and Introduction to Information Security and Cyber Law written by the Surya Prakash Tripathi. And I have used two websites to make this lecture, and I have included two research papers. I studied two research papers to make this lecture, and the title of the paper is Challenges and Future Research Direction, written by the K.K. Chu in 2011. And another paper that I have included in my reference is A Brief Study of WannaCry Threats, Ransomware Attack 2017. It was published in the International Journal of Advanced Research in Computer Science by the Moherle in 2017. So these are the references which are used by me to make this lecture. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind to all of you.